And here we go. Hello, everybody. It's another Saturday. We are here for another grid drive, and yes, I'm a bit late today. The reason is also the reason why I've been quiet this entire week is basically because I've been working on something, and you will realize that today we don't have the background music in the stream instantly. And this is because I've been building something that just turned out really awesome. I have written over the last couple of days my own song lyrics, and it's a little song that I came up with. I tried to write it with the help of AI, but it didn't work out because AI is just not good for songwriting. So instead of spending all of these hours with ChatGPT and stuff, trying to get the lyrics done, I just wrote the lyrics myself. And the AI just looked over it and checked the rhymes and checked the grammar and stuff. Because again, I'm German, I'm not a natural English speaker, so obviously I can make mistakes and I didn't want any inside of this project. And after I was done with the lyrics, they were really fire, and I created a little song with the instruments, the lyrics, the tempo, and all of the surroundings are all set and done by myself. And then I added some music and some vocals, which are both generated by AI. I know that it's not very popular and appreciated, but let's be honest, I'm not a good singer and I don't play enough instruments that I could have just done the entire project by myself. And this is just about the lyrics, and we will do the grid drive in just a few minutes. But I would like to use today's grid drive stream, to also officially debut the music that I have put together, and we're just listening through the stuff. It's about 3.5 minutes, but I promise you will not regret this. And after this, we will return to the usual grid drive. So here we go. Here comes the music that I've been put together, which again, the lyrics are originally put together, written by myself. And this is really a banger. So it's called The Fleeting Empire, and here we go.
Woke up to the sun, it's just another day. Sinking in my sheets, wishing I could stay. Why I still exist, I haven't broken yet. Let the world burn, I'll stay in bed. I'm building an empire in my mind, overthrowing the world, leave but darkness behind. Only in dreams can this world become just and good. I lay down my order, a blueprint drawn in blood. Clock in with the masses, pretend I'm building an empire in my mind, overthrowing the world to leave the darkness behind. Only in dreams can this world become just and good. I'd lay down my order, a blueprint drawn in blood, living in a parallel world while this one's gone gray, watching the shadows as they'll lead me astray, daydreaming of visions of justice and light, hell or heavens would grant me the might. I'll rise in the chaos, I'll make my mark in this world so shallow, I'll ignite the spark, justice for the broken, the lost and the torn. Yet I wake up every morning to the same old scorn.
Okay, that's it. I just stopped it before it starts again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I put a lot of work into the lyrics and I think it turned out so awesome. I wish it had a little more power behind the singing, but yeah, it's still a banger, it's still a banger. And now we're continuing with the glitch drive. Let me just put on a little better background music, which isn't quite as dark and not as loud. And I think we're going with this one today. There we go. So let me see, today's glitch drive is gonna be a car delivery again, and it's by Alpha Omega Designs. Doesn't tell you much, didn't tell me much either, to be honest. Okay, and let's get right to the drive, I would say. We have already spent about 7 minutes, but I think they were well spent. And here we go. As usual, I already equipped the hut and we are good to go. Also, I've heard that there was a bit of a Griefer attack. And if that doesn't tell you anything, a Griefer attack is usually someone who just lesses out an item which lesses out other items, and he's just spamming the area, and sometimes the items are just a little neon cat riding through the sky, and sometimes is, well, not something well suited for a stream. So yeah, I'm kinda glad that today it seems to be all well suited and taken care of. We are starting in, I guess, an aircraft. And we're just waiting for the route to load. Meanwhile, I can already turn this around, I guess. There we go. Also, I'm not sure if I already said it, but if you like the song that I played on the start of the video, the link to the original song, well, it's my original song, is down below in the description. Okay, let's get going. Also, I'm not sure if you see it. No, you don't. I upgraded my fuel recently, so I was using the Firestorm 6613 something, I think, which was one of the most stable fuels ever. But a few weeks ago, it somehow started to just fly my PC. It literally went so hot. After 10 or 15 minutes, it started to burn my fingers near the touchpad and the control areas, and especially on the power button. And it's only been on Second Life, so I updated the fuel on, I think I'm on the 7.1.13 this time. So we skipped quite a few versions, but it seems to be a lot more laggy, while also stable. I don't know, to be honest. It seems that I'm having a lot more lag on the navigation HUD, and the crossings are particularly bad. But on the contrary, the heat on the laptop is a lot less. So I don't think that I should downgrade again, but still I somehow have to figure out if I can't make the fuel a little bit faster again. Because especially when you're driving, it's really bad when the HUD is just lagging so much. Also, I think I didn't mention it, that I found myself a new hairstyle. I'm just not sure, but maybe I stick to it, maybe I could go back to the original, I'm not sure yet. Let me know in the comments if you like the new style or if the other one was better. I'm having such a hard time to decide, because I've literally seen myself with the old hairstyle like, I'm not sure, 14 years or something, so obviously changing into anything is really weird at this point. I think I'm slowly growing accustomed to the new style, but I just wish that the pink area started a bit further down the hair and not so far up. But yeah, it's not a bad hairstyle at all, but maybe I just need to get used to it again. And now we're just flying for about 3 minutes. And I've tested the drive yesterday, and there's been quite a few areas within the drive where people just bought and secured land next to the road. And let me tell you this much, it's always absolutely rotten if people just buy land next to the road and instantly put up security orbs, which in the worst case instantly eject you and return your vehicle to the inventory. Which I think happened twice during the test yesterday. So yeah. It could be very well a drive that goes a little on my nerves, but that is just because of all the people that just are really respectless and self-centered, ignorant and arrogant, and yeah. There should be a rule on Second Life that if you buy land that is right next to a public road, you shouldn't be allowed to just put it on a high security level. It's just absolutely messed up. Anyways, I was having quite a good week, I have to say. I've been very busy because of the song and because of work, obviously. On the other hand, so we finally got some weather that I can live with again. I think right now it's about 23 degrees or something, which is almost perfect. I say almost because, yeah, honestly, I prefer it to be a bit more chill, and I would rather... what is this? What the heck? I would rather bury myself below a blanket than sweating on the sofa. But it is just my personal opinion. I know that a lot of people actually like it to be hot outside because they can go out and sit on the grass, go to swimming pools and stuff. But let's be honest, why? There's so much more that you can do behind the screen than going outside and running on the grass. But yeah, nonetheless, I had a really great week this week, and it's just getting better and better. I also got a really nice tax return of, I think it was almost 450 bucks. So that is a nice surprise to just get so much money for nothing. Well, not for nothing. I basically bought a new phone at the start of the year and had some expenses, and it's not called a tax return for a reason. But yeah, it was a nice surprise. There was also another nice surprise, because there has been a package which seemed to be lost by the postage service, and they already gave me a refund for the stuff in the package. But I think it was on Thursday or Friday even, that the package suddenly appeared in front of my door. So I didn't just get the refund for the package, I also got the original package, which is even better. It's basically just the package for free. And we have arrived. Also, here's a funny fact. The region we are currently in is called Hyosube, which pretty much sounds like this region was inspired by me, but obviously it wasn't, but it's a funny name coincidence. Okay, we have to sit in a road vehicle to pick up the crate that we're supposed to deliver today. And as I said last time, we are using, not again. We are using the Super 80 again. Oh, this is very unfortunate. Frank. You have missed a real banger today. We started this stream with a really awesome song. And then again, maybe you already saw the song. Okay, we have arrived. Oh my gosh. It literally just told me to sit in the car, just to tell me to get out of the car again. Okay, let's get on the little pellets truck. That's the wrong direction. And maybe I should just pick up the little drinking dispenser. That is nice. I hope you liked it though. I think it turned out really nice. I've been listening to it for quite a while. It's been running in a loop for I think the last 4 hours. and the crate is loaded up. Honestly, it took so long just to get the lyrics done. It was insane. But I have received a lot of positive feedback, so I guess it was all worth it. There we go. Okay, now we're just waiting for the loot to load, and then I think we're driving to the area where... Oh yeah, we have to deliver the crate. And then we deliver a vehicle. Which is really funny to drive, you will see later. And we're almost done. Also, I've checked the notes on the upgrade for the Super 80, but I think I just added the internal radio with the radio station and maybe improved the steering a little, but I never really had a lot of issues with the Super 80 steering, so I don't think that I will do the update. Since, let's be honest, I have put a lot of work into customizing this vehicle and recoloring and everything, so I'm pretty reluctant to make another update of it. And this is what I mentioned before, since I got the new fuel, a lot of the crossings just feel a lot worse. They are almost like little corners. I've already tried to reduce the quality and increase the FPS and the bandwidth obviously, but it just wouldn't help. It's just how this fuel is handling the corners. And not just the corners, also the regular crossings. A lot of people also reported that apparently the textures are loading a lot slower, but I haven't really seen that yet, so I think it's just not something that's the same for everybody, and maybe they just got their settings too high or something, but for me it's really just the crossings which are really bad. Yeah, there's a lot more diving between the corners. It's just a little sad that I can't really play Elden Ring a lot more, but I guess we'll just have to stick to the current schedule of doing the Great Drives on Saturdays and Elden Ring on Sundays, since I'm just way too busy during the week. And Elden Ring is not an easy game that you can just play in the evening to relax. At least not if you play it for the first time. And I'm just glad that the last time we managed to beat the Fell Omen, which was a really heavy enemy. Also, here's a fun fact. As it turns out, I wasn't even supposed to just run to the castle the first thing in the game. That was just me trying to stick to the main story and basically exploring going really bad. Because if I would have just gone the other direction, instead of the castle to the north, there would have been a little forest, beaches, jellyfish, just an entire different atmosphere than running into the tree sentinel, the guardian outpost, the watchtower troll, and the fell omen one after another. So yeah, we have potentially taken the worst possible loot ever in the entire game. And I don't regret it, it was definitely fun, even though it was a lot of grind. But yeah, we managed to beat it in the end, so who cares about the forest, the beaches, and the jellyfish? Am I right? We still got open bill with the tree sentinel though. I'm just not sure if we should go to the castle first or if we are already high enough of a level to deal with the guardian. I guess we have to find out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm driving a bit more careful because I'm really scared of all of the crossings with the new fuel. They're just so bad. Sometimes, especially since I usually drive very fast, I tend to just get through half of a sim before the crossing covered, and I'm back in the car with my fuel on. And half a sim is quite a distance. And there's another corner. The corners are really bad. Usually the thing that is really breaking you about the corner is if you manage to cross both of the crossings before the viewer has dealt with the first one. And since the crossings are taking longer since the update of the viewer, it just makes sense that the corners are worse because it is taking more time to get over the first crossing before you get to the second. So yeah. Another good update for driving in Second Life. I just hope that with decreased quality of the textures and stuff, maybe I can get a grip of it. Also, currently I'm still using the shadows setting, which potentially makes a lot of CPU usage, but I like it. It would be a really shame if I had to switch it off. So we're just doing a few drives and seeing if it gets better, and if not, I can still go out of the shadow mode. Let me just try to reload the gun. Oh, that's quite a premium building over there. And a big dragon. And I just heard a cat. I just hope I didn't run over it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is one of the most stupid bridges in all of Second Life. It's looking okay, but it is made of little separate parts like this road over here. And depending on how you hit them, sometimes it's like hitting a wall. It's not really driving over a bridge, it's more like... I'm not sure if you know, but the early German streets were like this. Just a continued road made of little metal plates that were put in the ground, and you could literally feel when you were driving from one plate to another, there were just these little bumps, and this is exactly what the bridge is like. I guess it's the early attempts to make it round, which didn't quite work out, I guess. Also, it's quite convenient that I debuted the song today because the drive itself is a little shorter today. I think it's about 52 minutes or something. I did it yesterday, and even if I take a little more time, it's not the usual 1 hour to an hour 50 or an hour 30. So with the song all together, I think the video is just the normal length again. Which is nice. And most of you guys are waiting for an entire week to get another video, so I don't want to sell you guys short. And some of these areas are really dangerous because of the mentioned security orbs. And I think there's at least, oh yeah, there's one of them. There's 2 corners, and these corners are basically right next to security orb areas. So if you try to take the corner with a little bit more of free space to the side, and you get into the area with the security orb, and this is game over. But we survived to the first one. More or less. We're still suffering from the lag. I guess from a viewer point of standing, this is not a bad update, since you're getting a lot of action camera views when the live. Half the time I go through one of the crossings, we get a side view, a front view, and maybe even a top view of the car, which potentially makes it a bit more interesting. I don't know, I'm just trying to see something positive in the situation. Okay, I think we have arrived at the first stop. And this is where we have to deliver the crate. I just don't remember where I have to park. I think it's over here. And I forgot. I have to stay in the car, I think. Nope, it worked. Fantastic. Right, off to the pallet truck. Honestly, we've been using these pallet trucks so many times recently. I think the drive creator got some sort of fetish or a weird fixation for pallet trucks. That should definitely get checked. And there we go. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, do we even fit through there? Barely, oh my gosh. Also, I'm not sure, but I think that the last changes that I did to the noise buffering and stuff actually improved the audio quality, but again, it usually sounds better for me than it does for you guys, so I can't be sure yet. I have to listen to the video after I stop recording. But I think it sounds easier to understand at least. Maybe. I just wish I had a bit more noise suppression on my front door. The neighbors are so loud. And it seems that not everybody knows about the existence of door handles. Yep, licking doors and throwing them shut all the day. It's so fantastic. At least the new viewer doesn't have any problems with the license plate or displaying my tail and stuff. Most of these things were just missing half of the time because for some reason, I don't know, the viewer just didn't like mesh objects much. After the update, that's not a problem anymore. The tail, the license plate and everything is just everything if it's supposed to be. Which is nice, I guess. I'm not sure if I would want to trade the crossings for this. But it is what it is. I'm just glad that they actually allow you to make a backup of all of your preferences and update the viewer, and then you can just load the preferences back from the backup. And you don't have to set all of the stuff by yourself again. I think the last time I did a fresh update from the viewer, I've been sitting there for about 3 hours or something. Because, let's be honest, I did a lot of stuff on my viewer and I repositioned the pop-ups, repositioned the toasts, and changed so much with the graphic settings. It's insane. Yeah, but driving is just not as smooth as it used to be. Well, it's not like it's been really smooth anyways. Yeah, but I think that everybody who's watching this can pretty much see that the crossings are a lot harder. Which is something that I always said that Second Life needs to get a grip on. And now it's just getting worse even. And we are not even in the northern area this time. We're driving around, I think it's pretty much the center of the continent. Yeah, that's what I feared. We missed the stop. Oh, I didn't even see the bikes over there. Whoops. You didn't see this. All of the bends were already in those cars. In the bikes. Nope. There we go. So this is Officer Phil. He's really called this. He's running late because he got a side business going on, which is picking up cars from, what is it called? If you transfer cars from one country to another, you get it over the border, and this guy is picking up the cars from the office that is dealing with the border stuff. But today he's busy with the job at the Funny Mart, so we have to pick up the car for the guy. That is the entire story. After them. What the heck? This is the biggest furry bun that I have ever seen. What the heck? Yeah, okay, that's a bun for the entire week. Holy cannoli. Oh, I'm gonna be broke after paying for this. And for some reason it killed one of my ears. I have no idea where those guys came from. Or maybe they already returned from this part of the drive. That would make sense. Okay, this is looking so stupid. Let me just recover my ear really quick. What a thing to say. I think it's the right one. Yeah, for some reason it's low level 1. No, it's the left one. No, it was the right one. Okay, now I don't have an ear anyways. Oh my god, it is so laggy today. Oh fantastic, now I got 2 left, yes. I've always wanted a second left ear. Okay, there we go. And we are officially back with 2 of my ears. Well, at least now you know that curry buns, especially big curry buns, are really dangerous for your ears. I'm just surprised that we didn't go bowling this time. And there we go. Yeah, I think we're the only ones today. So we type start and we get right to the drive. Or to the right. This is so noisy. I thought this was a lot faster. Oh, okay, never mind. I think we are getting beheaded. Alcohol. I don't think that fits. Oh my gosh. We literally went through the iron bars. Okay. Well, that's a wild ride. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I think if you try to write this 2 or 3 times, you quickly get a headache from banging your head against the iron bars. Oh, I didn't even see that there's this kind of arcade over here. Let's see if we find a crane game. Nope. It doesn't seem to be the case. Whack-a-mole though. Well, that's a shame. How dare you making a cart and then you don't put a crane game inside? That is unheard of. Unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a bit out of the season, I guess, so that's... Why not? This is even worse. Anybody else feels like intruding into someone's home? Yeah, I think this feeling is literally. Not creepy at all, especially in the middle of summer. Oh, that's not the entrance. Again, I'm surprised we are not going to the bowling alley. That is some awesome restraint that the creator of the drive is displaying this time. But there we go. Okay, there's some shiny stuff. So this is some kind of snowy mountain and crystal mine ride. Oh my gosh. And it's even more wider than the last one. Well, if you ever get some sweaty armpits during the summer, just use one of these dry jackets. They're gonna be dry afterwards. And I think we're done. So, whoops. Okay, I forgot about the teleport. We are going back to the gas station stuff. Back to the car, and then we drive to the airport, which is the vehicle that we have to deliver. Where the heck is this leading me? What the heck? Alright, they said something about going to a computer terminal or stuff. And there we go. Back to the car, this. Oh, there's even more arcade games. And this is just your thing like for washing machines. Okay, let's see some dirty laundry inside. We still got a few minutes. Oh my gosh, it's actually washing machines. What the heck? That is so funny. I did not expect it. Just make sure not to put your laundry into the wrong box. That would be a little awkward. Well, Second Life is still pretty much alive. If it wasn't, they would close down the servers. And I think the drivers of Second Life get currently about 500 active members, so just people that really still do the drives. And this is just one of the groups on Second Life, so there's still a lot of clubs and activities and events and all kinds of stuff, and this was a really bad cursing. But for the most part, I'm pretty much down to just sitting around in clubs or doing the grid drives every Saturday and a bit of socializing, but a lot of the people on Second Life are pretty much AFK. So it's not really very entertaining to be in some of the clubs. But yeah, it's still pretty much alive. It just always depends the way you go, I guess. Just like with everything. And the one thing that I pretty much noticed is that since I stream the drives, a lot of people actually recognize me and started to greet me and comment and scream hello YouTube and stuff, which is kind of funny, I guess. Oh my gosh. This was one insane crossing. It hit me so bad, I literally dropped out on the same side again. I've never seen that before. What the heck? They're really hitting like a wall today. Oh, I think they are having some issues with the crossing as well. Or maybe they're just waiting over there. Oh, there's another car over here. Interesting. Usually you don't see so many people at once on the drive. I mean, outside of the standard group driving times. There's usually 2 times where actually groups gather together and they do this drive together. I know that the group that is based around Kirsty and Peel is one of the largest. And there's also a little pony group, which is really funny to watch. But yeah, usually you just run into some singular or maybe a couple of drivers on the street. And today it's really busy, I think. And there's another bunch of people. Oh my god. Interesting. This crossing didn't just bonk me to a side. It flipped me 180 degrees. I told you that since I updated my viewer, this is just insane. Well, I guess I can just turn around naturally, but that was wild. Even though you can't deny that this was some really badass parking skills. Even though it was not voluntarily parking, it was still badass. Oh, this is the one. Yeah, this is a nasty one. I don't know why the Linden Lab people decided to make so many streets and in a corner. That is so nasty. Okay. I just saw a really big dog on the side. And this is a really dangerous corner because the area right next to this is one of these with an instant return security orb. my gosh. Yep, that is some badass lag today. And I think we slowly recover. And maybe not. Wait, am I actually inside of the ground? How did that even happen? Oh my god. Yeah, today's just something very special. And I can't even get myself outside. Oh my god. Okay, we recovered, but I have no idea how we got here. I really hope that it's just these regions that require a restart or maintenance or something. If this is the new version of the fuel that is causing all of the glitches, that would be really bad. Also, I feel like we are pretty close to crashing, which would be very bad. Just in case, let me get the background up. Because this time I didn't put it up just in case. Because I thought that it was going so smoothly in the test. But everything screams that we are gonna crash. Okay, we can be back in just in a second. You didn't miss anything, we are still stuck over here. And I think it may just be the region, if we are lucky. Because the other people also seem to struggle a lot. Oh my god. What the heck? Okay, you know what? We're just flying. This is way too bad. Yeah, this is a lot better. Holy cannoli. I mean, it's still not perfect, but that was just insane. It still is insane. Oh my god. It wasn't this bad yesterday. Maybe this is just the alpha effects of the griefing attacks. Okay. Intercrossing. Yeah, that's not something that's really needed in this situation. There's a hot dog stand still. Wow, that is so laggy today. I'm not even sure if the restart would help with all of this. Because if it's really the region, then it wouldn't make any difference. And nope, we are not supposed to go there. That was just a lag on the hut. Yeah, I'm not really mad about this. That would have been another corner. Oh my god. Okay, this is really wild. I think since we're really in slow motion, and this is like watching a deer show. And I also see that people are actively jumping out of the stream, which I totally understand. It's beyond anything that I experienced so far. If it doesn't get better once we get a few sims distance from this, I restart the viewer. And it doesn't seem to get any better. Okay, so let me just restart really quick. This is just not gonna work out. And before we crash, I think a regular restart is a lot faster. Okay, there goes the fuel. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if this is just because of the new fuel, then maybe I have to downgrade it again. There's no way we drive like this every time. It is still shutting down. This is so crazy. Okay, there goes the fuel. Now I just have to restart and hopefully things get better. Ah man, what a mess. Okay, we are officially back. Well, let's pray together that it's gonna be better this time. We'll find out in just a second. Oh my god, it was the fuel. I'm so glad we didn't try to power through this. Now I'm just wondering if we should get back into the car, but we are pretty much just a minute away, so I don't think it's worth it. We're just flying to the last point, and then we have to pick up the car anyways. I wonder what caused all of the lag. Maybe one of the caches just ran full or something. If that is even a thing, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's so much smoother right now. That is crazy. I like the entrance. Yeah, it probably wasn't the best idea to update the viewer yesterday. I could have done it in the middle of the week, but yeah, it was a pretty busy week, so can't really blame me for this. Oh no, it's starting again. How did I even get inside of this? What the heck? Well, today's quite a journey. And this is part of why we are doing this. It's the adventure and the exploration. While today it's more of an adventure, I guess. A really, really wild one. At least they moved the truck. When I tested the drive yesterday, the truck was just standing over here and pretty much blocking the entrance. Which is exactly where the car is that we have to deliver. And I guess I just skipped one of the checkpoints. Gosh dang it. What? This is definitely pretty much new. Oh, I just missed another checkpoint again, okay. This reminds me on the supermarkets that we have built. Oh, it was quite a funny game. I think they didn't even update it anymore after we tried it. And this is the vehicle that we have to deliver. Which is driving, well, in a very special way. Let's call it bumpy. Honestly, this is like riding a frog. Or maybe a kangaroo. Do you see how it's jumping? When I tried this part of the drive yesterday, I actually managed to deliver the car for the first time ever. But since this is a live stream, I guess something is gonna get done. There's no way that we succeed on stream. Noisy groups. Usually I open most of my groups before the drive and close them again so they don't pop up. But since we had to restart the viewer, that's pretty much reset. Also, I think this is the last leg of this drive. So after this we get the reward and we get to check out the reward, which I haven't looked at yet. I only test the drive itself and I keep the surprise for the drive itself. Oh, that's almost really wrong over there. If you see the minimap, the entire area is red. And if you drive a vehicle into the red area, then it's either returned or gets frozen. And since this is a rental vehicle, we can't really just unsit and sit again. And now we're stuck for some reason. What the heck? This is like hitting an invisible wall. This is very weird. Let me just get a bit more speed. Yep. Every single time you are stuck, you just have to use brute force to get through it. The story of my life. Okay, we're almost there, I think. Honestly, this car's not even driving bad. It's just really the bounciness that is kind of putting it off. Otherwise, it would be really nice to drive. It is just this jumping up and down that is really driving me nuts. That was the crossing. That's nice timing. That would be insane if the car would jump that high. Maybe I would even drive it then. Yeah, just imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam and you got a car that can literally jump over all of them. You just have to make sure that you don't land on some other vehicle. I think my neighbors actually left because it's really quiet. Which is suspicious. So either they are dead or they left. Oh my gosh, there are so many people over there. Yeah, I think that's all of the drivers. But it's not the pony group. Oh my gosh, I almost ran them over. At least I didn't drive into this time. Because this one you can definitely destroy. And here we go, that's the end of the drive. Let's see what we get. I have no idea what they are watching over there. I just hope it's not copyrighted. We got the big wheel, okay. Maybe it's not a vehicle, it's just a single wheel. And we have to do enough drives to puzzle our own car together. What the heck? Oh my god. Okay, I guess I make myself into a clown and write this thing. It's actually quite fast. Which is not a bad thing. It's just looking really silly. Oh my gosh. It's really so fast. You can go up to, I think, year 6. But it already becomes pretty much uncontrollable at 5. Okay, let's see how far up it gets. 7. Yeah, it goes up to 7. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. You know what would be really funny? There's this little guy, I'm not sure I forgot the name, but I think it's the little doll from it's the Saw movies. Or it's War of the Worlds, I'm not sure, but I think it's the Saw movies. And he's also coming into the room driving on one of these little tricycles. And I'll just imagine he enters the room on gear 7. That would be so funny. Or maybe that's just on my twisted sort of humor. Yeah, but not gonna lie, this is quite the fun video. Just doesn't look like the mouse hut is actually working. Or maybe it's just working in mouse look. I never really tried to drive one of these in mouse look. I'm really scared to try. Wait a second, it's not moving. Oh, okay. So you still have to use the arrow keys even though you are in mouse look. That is quite difficult, to be honest. Yeah, I keep thinking that where I look is where I drive, but that is not the case. Okay, I think that's enough testing for now. Let's just see if we can actually edit this stuff over here. Oh my gosh, I still have not gotten used to this new layout over here. It's looking so strange. And yeah, it looks like we can actually edit all of the stuff. Which is nice, but yeah, I don't think that you can make this look really badass. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider to like and subscribe again. The link to the song that we played at the start is down in the description. Yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna play a little more Elden Ring, which I'm really excited about because we are going inside of the castle, which I may regret tomorrow, but we will see. Please drop in the comments if you actually like this new hairstyle or if you preferred the last one. And I would also really appreciate a little comment on the song. And even a thumbs up. But yeah, have a nice rest of your day. I hope to see all of you guys tomorrow. And yeah, see you again. Bye.